Well, hello again, and welcome to Michelle Holden Art. This is a place where we discover our true art one layer at a time using mixed media layers combined with our intuition, using intuitive placement to go deeper into our authentic art. So let's give these tools a test and try out just on copy paper what these stencils look like. The makeup sponge. Wow, look at that. Very nice. Okay, so now that we know it's the makeup sponge, well, hello, and we are going to be creating an art journaling page. I thought of some ideas, and then I thought, well, I'm just doing way too much thinking, so I better use the art prompts because I haven't shown you me using the art prompts enough. So I put them in this, I found a much better jar, and after cleaning out some of my studio, so I have them facing away from me because I don't even want to see them until I grab them. And then when I do, I'm just going to move the pens. I'm going to put them here just so if the sequence turns out really cool, then I can write that down, which would be on the opposite side using the self-reflection PDF or just using it as a guide. So that's what we're going to do. And today I did feel like taping off the edge, which I went off camera, of course, because you don't want to see that part. It's just a little bit of a process. And I use the white tape because the yellow and the blue, it's just so distracting. I pencil off 8 by 10. Then I use my flat brush with gloss medium to go over the edges, dry it thoroughly with the dryer, tape it down, and then even seal these edges, which can cause a little bit of resistance because it's gloss. So maybe I'll experiment with using a matte medium to seal the edge instead, but that's to come. So let's get on with showing you my collage selection for this page. Of course, I just showed you a brief little intro with my new Stencil Girl stencils and of course my favorite dots. I'm thinking most of these stencils are the transparent or translucent ones. I still haven't made more of these, and I just love this turquoise. This is turquoise mixed with, which is, so just let me show you, the Liquitex turquoise blue with a little bit of either unbleached titanium or the parchment, depending on the availability of your neutrals. And I showed you last week, which I will leave the card in this video, the stencil, which could be anything. Of course, you might not be into circles or these shapes, sphere shapes, or organic types of circles. Who knows? So I'll just show you briefly. I love grouping the stencils together. That's a little stronger, but use sparingly, it will work. Here's another piece. I was doing some mono printing. I save everything for collage. That's grid paper, which has aged nicely. So it has that patina, some text, some other deli wrap solids made from the jelly plate printer. Here is just this one solid piece left, so I have to make some more. And then, of course, my multi-layered papers with the jelly plate and stamping tools. My scratchy brush with white on deli paper and some other choices. So I'm loving the transparency. I usually grab too many pieces, of course. I'm getting better at that. But less is better. So I think I'm going to do that right now. I'm just going to use this one and get rid of these. Just so they're not going to interfere when it's time to choose or time to make to follow a next layer. Okay. And of course I will be using paint. So these are mixed media collages, not just collage. And of course some interesting, I love dates or timelines, so I love putting a little bit of text in there. So let's see what we get. So I will show you the choice and then speed up this part of the video and just stop and narrate when necessary. Lines, oil pastel. Okay. So I have everything around me ready to go, within reach. Since I know it's the first underlayer, I'm going to use a combination of black. I don't know, I need to order some. Oh, yes. And blue. So that's just what my hand wanted to do. I'm not going to worry about sealing it right now. I'm just going to choose the next layer. Black marks. And for the thinner collage papers, I just like to use the gloss medium and spread it with a color shaper. I also have a catalyst wedge, which I think is better without tearing to get those bubbles out. And you see how the layers are now already building. So before I draw another one, I know I want to use pencil and a little bit of, instead of China marker, so you can use the collage, you can use the art prompts, and it might trigger something else. You can go back to keep using them. There's no rules. Okay, there it is. I just know that I like the finer lines that are in the first layers near the end because there's just traces of them. So this is charcoal, and I know it will smudge. Now, it needs sharpening, but that's okay. So I'm just going to use a little bit because I want to see what happens with that. Let's choose another one. Veil something. Okay, I love it. So that goes there. I'm going to make some room for my art prompts. When I veil, I love using my color shapers And of course, the transparent mixing white. Now, it doesn't mean you have to use white. I could use black and veil something. But since I have this really cool, these marks, I want to go like this and experiment with the thickness. Scratchy lines. Ooh, scratchy lines. Let's see, what will I use for scratchy lines? I'm going to use my scratchy brush. So I'm going to dip the brush and then I want to dry it. And of course, I want to use some black. So for the scratchy lines, I could have almost went like that. And then also my dots. So I want to overlap right here. And I know I've used this a lot, but that's okay. I want to see these dots in many different ways. I'm going to put some patina in this, which will bring it closer to the collage, that transparent collage. But I also want this to be a little darker in value. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that. I don't want it too much. Okay. New prompt. Two brush strokes. Okay, these are going to be big brush strokes. Yeah. Two. So part way in this process, I pause the art prompts and I might get an idea. If you've checked out last week's video, it was all about glazing. And I love that, so I'm going to put some glazing. Oh, that's not really glazing. It's just a very watery layer. And I'm going to do some lifting. Now that's hidden the brush stroke a bit. And I love how it goes over the pastel. Okay. Now we'll do some lifting, and I like to use newsprint. Much better. It's a great way to do monoprinting, and then you're also left with interesting collage once you've built up enough layers. Let's go back to, okay, let's see. Because I was just thinking it needed circles, but in a collage. Or stamping, but that's what this is. So let's trim this paper. So I'm just about ready to clean out, as I said in a video ago, my collage papers, because you can build up too much. And if I'm not using it, if I'm not feeling it, and it can't be changed, out it goes. So I'm just gonna tear this now. because of that, which I'm going to tear a bit more. It's a little too close to this shape. Sorry, subscriber, I forget your name, but you asked me how do I choose a composition? Well, I just sort of let it happen when I'm using intuitive placement. So I'm thinking, no, I'm wondering, here? No, it just doesn't feel right. It feels great here, even though I'm covering up, but I don't want to cover up. Notice the size is too similar, but the further I go down, it changes the ratio, and then it reveals this more. So that's what I'm going to do right there. I just needed some black down here. There we go. Oh, see, when you scratch through, you get these really cool marks. Got to remember that. I wanted to use some of this, so I'm going to come in just here and overlap this area. So now, if you didn't notice, I've stopped using the prompts. So I don't need any. I think I'm good. I'm going to use repetition from this collage, and I'm going to come across. Okay. So I noticed this is very strong, a strong contrast compared to the rest. So I think instead of doing anything with it, see when you do that, and I put this in, it's so much nicer. I'm going to use this. And I'm just putting that in where the value is very close. Just warming this up just to balance that off. I'm loving that water feel. I love how the brayer can just lift enough, and you never know what it's going to do to the shape. So I think some kind of something, no, doesn't suit it. So we'll save that for another one. This is the grid paper. I think something more transparent or lucent would be better. Yeah, that's really cool up there. And to make it even better, I'm going to add some energy lines, dashing lines. So now they're even more forward than those blue pastel ones. I think that's all I want to do. I'm going to dry this layer. I'm going to add maybe some white line. I don't know if I want to keep using the gold, but I so love it so much. So these are Uniball pens, and I need to get some more colors. I just love them. I think I will do a splash. Maybe one day I'll stop doing this, but I just love the texture it leaves. So I'm just exploring different amounts. All right, so there it is. A lot of blue, and I was even thinking of gathering my scratchy brush. I don't know if I'll do it right now, but I could, just to continue one of the brush strokes to make sure it's dry enough. So it goes over, just pushes that piece of collage back. So I'm not sure if I like that part. Yeah. So there we go. Blue. I love blue. What favorite blue do you like? Please leave it in the comments, and please let me know what you thought of today's page using your art prompts. So just to let you know, my course is out. It is the promotion video of my channel, and please give it a try. It's a 5-day free course where I'm showing you my mixed media layering process, where we blend intuition and mixed media layers to discover and create your own collage with your true voice showing through, to discover your authentic art. So I will see you in its private Facebook group. when you sign up, and everything will be coming your way to your email box. So I hope to see you there, and I will see you in the next video.